Alright, hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to make a video for a long time, but I keep finding more data after I've made the video. Plus also, I don't want to spoiler alert everything that I've been trying to pick up these last few days or weeks or what have you. Because I started collecting maybe 1 or 2 sets here, and I said, I'm going to do 3 or 4. Because I want to have a backup plan when I can't get cards for that. The Happy Days project, that's one of those, backup when I can't find cards for another project and go back to Happy Days and find stuff here. And I just basically had to resign to the fact, prices and shipping are not going to be what they used to. So, if I had to pay $2 for a card plus $2 of shipping, that's just maybe what I have to do. And I'm looking at building sets, not buying sets. There's no point in buying a set and putting it together and having it all done, because there's no sense of completion, no sense of, everything. And when I like to build a set, I like to say, okay, let me procure a binder. So I pick an interesting binder, one of the ones I picked up at the free bin at the state surplus, kind of a, I don't know what it is, it's some sort of, it looks like a coin almost. Kind of looks like some weird coin designs or whatever. I'm not really sure what that is, but it's some sort of Ancient Software Solutions binder, check free, and I got 2 of those for free, and it looked like a very good solid binder there with good tight rings, and that'd be good for a couple of small sets there, like a 66 to 100 and 200 card set or whatever. So I got a couple of those, and they cost me nothing. And an ever popular little slip to put the label in there. It looks like somebody had a difficulty getting that one. There's a little kind of pick mark there where somebody tried to pull out the label. There were hundreds of binders there, and I just want to make a positive video because so much of the card community is not positive right now. They're trying to be, but a lot of it is just like, ragging on tops every other afternoon. It's just really getting very exhausting. So I'm putting together some checklists here, and one of the things I'm doing with my checklist here is using vintage pencils here. Here's an old seatbelt safety pencil from the, probably the 70s, I'm guessing. It's the Kansas Department of Transportation pencil or something like that, so kind of cool. And I had an ancient Dodgers pencil I was using from 1962. Really beat up, no eraser, but again, that's why I haven't erased my mistakes yet. I'm just kidding. But it's pretty fun. And then going through this old ancient non-sports price guide book here, there are several sets that I can't find in here. I can't find Davy Crockett, which I thought about putting together. I got a bunch of those, but they're in COMC, and then I'm going to have to buy pages for those because I do not have the old 1950s era Topps pages, Topps/Bowman. And then I was looking at Western cards here, and I couldn't find the Topps Western. I was trying to see if it was feasible to build a set. One of the things I've been running into, of course, that this book does not go through, as this is from the early 90s, is that they don't talk about people's rookie cards. So if you can find, Jack Nicholson or anybody, any big popular star, I'm thinking of somebody else, maybe like Steve McQueen. Somebody's rookie card might be in here, or in the set there, and then you're merely going along saying, okay, this book tells me that base cards are $1.25 and they're still $1.25 in average grades on eBay, and you're doing fine. Then all of a sudden you hit a snag. There's a JFK card that's hard to find, or a checklist that sells for $75 to $100 in really bad condition, or you can buy the checklist with the complete set for $100 to $200, and like, oh my gosh, you're like, gee, why is a set $200 when a lot of the cards were selling for $1.25? It just takes those 2 or 3 cards to make the set super expensive. The other thing I'm finding out here is that it's just, you're going to have to buy cards from multiple sellers over and over again. There's no way around it, and the COMC is great, but, I don't want to wait 3 or 4 months for my cards to arrive. There was something else that I had just kind of thought, had a kind of a key thought here, is what prompting a video here. Just looking up Green Berets here, for example, here. Just seeing what there was available here. Some cards, basically haven't changed for many years. But, the Green Beret cards features, military people doing military things and training scenarios, etc. But there are some weapons that are featured there that cause the cards to be even more valuable, whether that's, a thing or not. I don't want to get political about that, but there are certain cards here that I looked at COMC and they were sold out. And one of the things that I did here, and I said, let me just see. I thought I had some of these cards, and maybe at one time I did, and I just got rid of my really beat up cards. I don't remember. There was a time that I had some cards and I just had to chuck them all. And so I thought I had some Green Beret cards, but I couldn't find any. I'm going through my collection trying to find some of these examples that I thought I had, just to see what's going on here. I bought 4 cards, and he's like, why did you only buy 4? They were $1 a piece, so I only bought 4. And then I bought another one for another set that I was working on. And I would have had 6 cards here, but the seller basically told me that I had, there was a shipping issue. I don't want to really go into it there, but essentially what they said is $1 for the first card and 25 cents for the next X amount. They didn't specify how many after that, because a normal person would not probably buy more than 10 cards, from that particular type of seller there. But again, typical eBay fashion, I got blocked from any combined deal, and it told me that it was $1 per card, no ifs, ands, buts, and as far as you can go. So if I had decided to buy all 33 cards of the Green Berets from this guy that he had for $1 a piece, then that would have been $33 in shipping, and now I basically I bought 5 cards, and it cost me $5 for shipping. Now a lot of the average cards were going for $2 a piece. But what's interesting, this guy had or best offer on each card. So what was I to do what would I do if I had to do a best offer? Would it have been better if I had just offered him 90 cents for every card, and then he could have combined the invoice or something? Or maybe it would have already been automatically. It just, the difficult thing is, you buy from one seller, they have a different parameter, and then the next 5 or 6 sellers are all different. There's no standardized shipping methods on eBay, which makes the COMC so popular. But I was looking at my COMCs. What I don't understand is that it's got 300, there was something like 500,000 and 300,000 items that were ahead of my order. So what I don't understand, does that combine the eBay sales? The cards from eBay. Are those people that had just ordered one card? So there's 300,000 people that have ordered one card and those are ahead of my order? Or is it, or maybe, people have ordered, 50 cards, so I mean, how many cards? We'll do a little mathematical quiz here. So what we need to do is, let's go to the calculator here, and we'll just go to 300,000, and then we're divided by, let's do like 30 days in a month here. Let's just do 30 days here. 10,000, I don't know, but that's 10,000 days, or I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know. I was just trying to figure out how many cards that they would have to do to get 300,000 out of the way. That's an awful lot of cards. But here, I know what to do. Let's clear this here. So let's just say, let's just say they did, let's do 300,000, and let's just divide it by 50. Say like they did 50 cards per day. That's 6,000 days. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if they do 100, then that's 300 days. It's just, who knows how many people they have working for them. Again, some people, like they told me they do their COMC orders and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards. Again, one of my orders is supposed to be 2 months from now, and the other one, or actually maybe almost a month from now. The other one is supposed to be 2 or 3 months from now, which is really unacceptable. And so that's why I have gone back to the eBay to look for cards here. So here's a Green Beret card, $4.80, $4.99. But the biggest problem I had with all these cards, whether they're on eBay or COMC, is COMC is a little bit better, but eBay is so hard. And this is just Barry Sadler here. I used to have that album. It's really very, very common. It's unfortunate, as a really nice album and a piece of military history, it really has no value. But let's go back to some cards here. But what's crazy is that you can't really get a gist of the shipping. That's what I want to talk about, because several sellers were grading them themselves. And so there was a bunch of cards that were graded 6, which was actually pretty high for a 1960s era card, graded a 6. And a seller was selling them for like $14 or $15 per slab. but then people were not grading them and just grading them themselves. So like just a blank raw card like this, and they said near mint, $15. So, you know, I would not want to buy a near mint $15 card and find out it grades a 5 or a 6. You know, find out that I could have got it already slabbed with a lighthouse holder from PSA. You know, that's not my goal to do that. You know, and these cards, the unfortunate thing is that these cards are so ridiculously common that there's no even point of having a slabbed graded example. You know, it's just better just ought to buy, you know, ungraded examples and then do the best you can with that. Because, again, all the grades are just everywhere. Everywhere, and every card that you're going to get is going to be a grade or two lower than you think it's going to be. You know, once you start hitting that dollar variety, that's when your grades start to go up. So somebody calls it poor, and then it gets a fair or a good or whatever the next grades are, so it gets a better grade, you know, and many times. But when you go up, you can only go down. You know, when you're at the high point, you can only go down, but at the low point, you can only go up. You know, I mean, I guess you could theoretically go lower, but once you're listed at the poor or the dollar benchmark, there's no going back there. Yeah, so it's a 66 card set there, and again, this I'm just doing this as a test here. It's not like you can go out and build your own set here. But again, I paid $5 shipping for, you know, 5 cards, which are not slabbed or encapsulated cards here. But see, like here, $5 for shipping. Now, it's possible the seller will give me a discount here. But this is a really beautiful number 6. And you have to be wary of people selling these complete sets here of ungraded cards, because I saw a lot of really off-centered cards from Philly Gum here. These are all, there's like a drawing for the back, some sort of artwork, plus some words there, so they're all puzzle backs there. One of these days I might get all 66 cards there, but the checklist is going to be, I was going to do it, oh, anyway, I ran out of battery here, but just a quick little video showing, you know, what I'm kind of working on possibly for the future. Let me know which direction you're going, and thank you for watching.